Hello and welcome to TMI, Too Much Information Live with Moondog, and I'd like to wish you all a happy New Year's Eve. We've got this show just happened to fall on New Year's Eve, so hey, I figured why not do it. I'll try to keep it short and pretty sweet since you guys are probably going to be busy tonight partying if you're not already, and hopefully you're catching this with your family and you're trying to get away from a little bit of the chaos that's going around you. And hopefully you've had a great holiday. You've had a great Hanukkah or Christmas so far. That's the reason why I didn't have the show last week, because it fell on Christmas Eve, and certainly family comes first, right? So I hope all of you had a great Christmas. I certainly did. Before we get started, though, I wanted to just give you a quick shout out to Porsche Speedster for sending out this little gift. Super cute. It is a bookmark that he 3D printed and sent to me and my family when I told him that he was asking what kind of anime characters the family likes. And I did mention that my wife and my daughter are big Sanrio Hello Kitty fans. So really cool. This bookmark is totally awesome. So I'm going to give this back to them. And also just wanted to share this little thing. My daughter got me this little figurine for Christmas. This is from K-pop Demon, not K, sorry, from Demon Slayer, which we'll actually probably mention later on in the show. So I'll bring this little character back in. All right, let's get started, shall we? All right. So before we get started into the show, I just wanted to plug our current sponsors. One of them is Aura, which is the cybersecurity company that I use. And here's the thing: nowadays, I don't know if anybody have gotten any robocalls that are AI that just sound like some celebrity who's calling you or leaving a message. Well, there's a lot of AI being used by scammers now that they get your voice. And for me, somebody like me who posts a lot of videos, I'm sure they could get samples of my voice very easily. Just go to YouTube, obviously. But there are people out there who they've sampled their voice from whatever other sources. I've heard things like people have gotten, phishing calls where they would ask them hello, and then they would record their responses to that, and they'd use that as the models to create AI voices. And I've read reports on my local social media about some seniors getting scammed by that standard call that they would get fake calls from somebody claiming to be their son or their grandchild who is out in Europe backpacking, and they lost their wallet or they got their passport stolen, and they're asking, "Grandma, please wire me money," and it's in their voice because they've captured their voice via AI and synthesized their grandchild's voice. So it's getting really way too real out there. So one of the ways you can try to protect yourself when you're online is to get yourself scrubbed from all of these marketing email lists. And these are being bought and sold by data brokers. And the one way you can get off of them is to formally go to each and every one of them. But there are hundreds of them. Use aura.com and use my link, aura.com/moondog, and you can get a 14-day free trial. And during that 14-day free trial, you can get yourself taken off of so many of these data broker lists. Plus, they have great other services to protect you, like VPN and email blockers and fraud alerts. So they're really a great service. Try them out for free. Use my link, and I hope, God willing, you don't ever have to use any of their services, but it's a great service to help protect you when you're online. Hey, so just want to call out some of the folks who are on there already responding on the side chat here. We've got Pick, we got Porsche Speedster out there. We've got Pack Rat, TJ Fishing. G'day from Dan Under, TJ, or from up above. I don't know what would be the equivalent from the States here. Oh, how you guys call us, or just the States, I suppose. And we've got TJ saying, yes, it's New Year's here. It's already 12:30 p.m. So happy New Year to TJ down in Australia. And Pick says, I have a gift. Oh, thank you. You don't have to do that. Yeah, absolutely don't have to, but I appreciate that. And I totally understand. I would not want to be going out. I went to bring anything to the post office right now. It's probably totally packed. I went out earlier today thinking, hey, you know what? I'll just stop by my local Whole Foods so I can return something I got on Amazon and that broke already. And man, I couldn't even get into the parking lot. There were lines of cars out the door. I mean, out the parking lot, just trying to get into the parking lot. And I just saw that. I'm like, no way. I'll come back in a day or two. But yeah, post offices as well. Supermarkets, post offices, they're just jam packed right now. So totally understand. Um, and let's see here. No, any other responses about that? So anyway, aura.com, try them out. Use my free trial there, aura.com/moondog. And my other sponsor, which is also going to be the prize for today, is Mad Hat Jerky. And they make some delicious gourmet jerky. See here, you're going to, whoever's going to be the winner of today's live stream contest gets a pack of Sweet Heat jerky. And this is delicious. All natural and no artificial preservatives in this, created by this guy, Matt, in Pennsylvania. And he was 11 years old when he entered into a local beef jerky contest. Totally won it. It was 11 years old. So this stuff is really good. And he has such a wide variety of flavors, almost as wide as Buc-ee's in terms of the different flavors, but very, very unique and really, really good. And it's not like eating leather, like your mass market beef jerky. And I'm talking about to you, Jack Links and Oberto. Yeah, this stuff is good and it's legit. So you can win this today, or also if you use my code there, my QR code, you can get 15% off. Use code Moondog. And right now, if you go to their website, you can get a free sample, even if you don't win. And you just have to pay for shipping. And I forgot who responded last week. It's only like $2.75 shipping. So it's not like they're trying to scam you by adding like $10 on a free on something free. They're only charging you, and to be honest, yeah, you have to pay extra. I have to pay extra to ship this to the winner because this won't go through a regular automated mail. So I have to pay the triple postage price. So yeah, you're paying pretty much what they're getting charged for shipping on that jerky. And Michael Dunn says beefcake jerky is very good too. I have not seen that in any of my local stores, but I'll have to keep an eye out for that as well. And yeah, so the prize today is going to be the beef jerky. Oh, Pick says, yeah, under $3 for shipping, and it is great. So there is a ringing endorsement from somebody who isn't a potential shill like me. Okay, so definitely it's good stuff. All right, so here's your early bird clue. If you want to get into the contest, you just put it in to enter the contest, just put in a hashtag and the answer to the mystery brand here. This is their new logo icon, apparently. I did not know this until I started doing research on them. And this is their new icon. Who knew? I didn't know. So, but hopefully you can tell from what it is, and it is not a steaming poo, as some people have apparently mentioned online. So if you know who this is, put a hashtag and put it into the side chat, and the software will automatically pick your name up. Yes, I already got. Yep, I've already started seeing some entries. So great. Put your hashtag and put in the name. It doesn't have to be capitalized. Put it on the side, and you will be automatically entered into the drawing, which we'll have at the end of the show. All right. So let's get into the new videos and start. Now, one of the videos I recently posted is a video I posted 2 weeks ago. So if you have a sense of deja vu, you're not wrong. And that is because YouTube and their infinite dumbness, somebody in YouTube flagged my video and reclassified it and demonetized it, which I won't get too much into the weeds about this, but two things bother me or bug me about this is that I uploaded this weeks ago. And before I posted it live, I requested a manual human reviewer, and I got an approval in an email. It said that this, after review, this has been approved for general posting and advertiser friendly. So I thought, great. So I posted it up. A couple of weeks later, it went live 2 weeks ago, and it just got a really good amount of views. It was going viral. And then I got a yellow flag on the thing saying that we think that your video violates ad-friendly guidelines. And so I pressed the request human reviewer button again, and whoever the human reviewer reviewed this said that it violated their guidelines, and they're not very specific or very transparent as to what exactly they think that I violated. They didn't even say at what point in the video I might have violated their guidelines. But I re-uploaded another one, and that one also got yellow flagged. And then they specifically said at the end, they timestamped where I had the Aura.com, which is the cybersecurity company. They said that that was in violation. Like, how is that in violation? It is not a firearm. It is a cybersecurity service. So whoever is reviewing this thing over at YouTube, they're definitely incompetent. Oh, and or anti-2A for sure. But generally incompetent human reviewers, I've found. So anyway, I re-uploaded this again, and hopefully they're not going to demonetize this version of the video. I cut out the Aura.com sponsorship part. It is what it is. If they demonetize this one, whatever. I'm not going to fight it. It's just whatever, but it's just really annoying. I went through the whole process just like they want me to, and I thought I was approved, but nope, not. Anyway, fight the YouTube fight. Thank you very much, says Porsche Speedster. And Michael Dent says, do Somalis own YouTube? Perhaps they do. Who knows? Yeah. Definitely. YouTube is here in San Francisco, definitely on the lefty and anti-2A folks work there for sure. And to be fair, somebody did shoot up their headquarters, and I think they might have actually injured or might have killed one of the security guards there a few years ago. You can look it up. It's kind of an ugly detail. So understandably, they're a little, they're definitely anti-2A in Google for sure, who is their owner, is definitely. But, the fact that they're even letting me post the videos and actually monetize some of them, it is what it is. So anyway, let's move on. I don't want to harp too much and gripe too much about that. But I've also posted up a new video of this new scope from this company called AccuVista, a brand new company, at least as far as I'm aware of. And they've come up with a pretty nice medium priced LPVO. And but if I don't know if anybody caught this in the thumbnail here, but if anybody caught the intentional mistake in the thumbnail here, let me know in the side chat. Otherwise, I'll give you like a couple of seconds to see if you catch it. But the Easter egg here is that the word accurate is inaccurate, is misspelled. But I explained that in the video description. Yeah, if you caught that error, well, you're a better QC person than the folks over at the factory at AccuVista, because the locking turrets don't really exactly lock. They're pretty loose. They wiggle a little bit on there, and I do go into the video to give them a little bit of a bone. They did respond to my customer service inquiry about the wiggly locking turret cap, and they sent me another one, except the one that they sent me that replacement also had a wiggly turret cap. But you'll see that here in the video. But it actually, even though when it's locked down, it does wiggle. There's a lot of slop in it. It didn't actually move the reticle at all. So while it's kind of annoying from a ADHD standpoint, it doesn't negatively affect the performance of the scope. But here you can see a little bit of this in the testing part. Is the Surge, a 1 to 10 power first focal plane LPVO. All right, before we do our nipple twister test, let me just lock down this turret and see if that little wiggle, see there, that actually affects. That's it locked down reticle, but nope, it does not. Even though that is wiggling when it's locked down, it's not shifting the reticle at all. So if you notice there in the video where you're seeing this through the scope at the bottom, it does you're seeing the whole scope move because I am, moving the thing, but the point of aim on the target doesn't move, where the center dot relative to where it is in the target that didn't shift at all, even though the whole camera was shaking as I was twisting that. Here, I'll rewind so you can see that again. If that little wiggle actually affects the reticle, and nope, it does not, even though that is wiggling when it's locked down. Now it does move around. Obviously, I'm on the table and I'm moving. I'm putting a bit of torque on the thing. But when the camera and everything else stops moving around, you can see the point of aim stays where it is. So to Tim Mooney, and William Trax, Bill Trax there says, answers the question for Tim. They're about like $499. They're really mid range. They're competing against, in terms of price tier, I'd say they're about equivalent to Arkin, but obviously in terms of fit and finish, not quite there. I think if they would fix that, it wouldn't be such an issue. But in terms of overall just raw performance, otherwise, excluding that wiggly turret there, it's actually performed much better than I thought it would. So to Morgan's question, that is the AccuVista Surge 1-10 first focal plane. And what I like about this is I do like the reticle. For a first focal plane, it has one of those sort of morphing reticles where when you are at low power, it has a big broad circle. And then when you crank up the magnification, that circle leaves your field of view, and you have your precision reticle once you get it up to 10 power. All right, so that is the video review of the AccuVista I posted this week. And on my Moondog Reviews channel, I posted a review of the ProHear EM030, and these are their Bluetooth budget headphones, electronic earmuffs, and they're probably one of the nicest, perhaps the nicest sounding headphones, electronic earmuffs that I've tested as far as the connection via Bluetooth. And the ambient sounds actually sound very good. It really picks up subtle sounds. So I can't vouch for how really good it is as a hunting enhancement, but I certainly could hear a lot of sounds from a distance that sounded that were amplified. But because of that sound amplification, it does throw off. It has a omnidirectional sound, or really monodirectional sound. All the sounds that are coming from around you are hitting both of are being amplified by the headphones at the same time, so you don't get the stereoscopic sound that you get with their EM66s. That where if you hear a sound to your right or behind you, you can tell that's the direction that sound came from. But those are much more sort of realistic sounding sounds. These ones are definitely sound enhanced, and also, like I said, when you're listening to them via Bluetooth, the audio sounds really good. At least, I mean, they're not like audiophile quality headphones, but they are the nicest sounding for listening to music of any of the shooting earmuffs that I've tested. Here, you can see a little bit of a taste of the sound quality. I've put a microphone into one of the ear cups here. We're going to listen to some music here and just listen to the quality of the sound that we get through our headsets. And I'm going to allow you to listen to what I'm hearing, or at least a good example, or as well as you can, by putting the microphone next to my ear in the ear cup here. And we're going to listen to some music, a couple of different genres and types, just to get a good range of the sound rendering here. So we're going to start with a cappella human voice here. We'll rise and we'll roar like true British sailors. Not bad. The instruments sound realistic. The dynamic range with the electronic music. Okay. Now the bass on the hip-hop music is a little clippy. Yeah. So the only place it kind of fell off was in the really deep bass sound. It didn't have that like um like the Bose headsets, or like um um those audiophile headphones where you get really big, heavy bass. Yeah, you're not going to get that with these. But in terms of just overall um, accuracy of sound quality for most other kinds of music, yeah, it's actually pretty good. And they're not super expensive like some of the higher end Peltors with Bluetooth. And I do think that they're about a better. They're definitely better quality than Walker Razors, and in terms of both loudness and detail. So for those of you who like Walker Razors, these are not as low profile as the Razors, but you have the added benefit of Bluetooth for about the same price. And to William's question, oh yeah, Beats definitely not as good as Beats. Beats definitely have an enhanced bass response, but that's what they're known for. And to William Trax's, I have tried earbuds, and they are, in general, from what I've read, they're actually supposed to provide better sound protection for your ears, and the better ones do offer, in general, better sound quality. But the problem is that you do get um, you bone conductivity through the cartilage of your ears. Even though you have your earbuds in, you're actually picking up sounds with your the cartilage of the outside of your ears, and it's transferring it into your cochlea inside of your ear. So supposedly it doesn't damage your ears, but one of the weird things about it when I was at the range and using earbuds is that it sounded louder than when I had my earmuffs on. At least the gunfire sounded louder. So that's just maybe it it just made me a little nervous. Maybe I shouldn't be nervous about that, but I don't. One of these days, I gotta. You know what? At SHOT Show, I'll talk to some of the folks at some of the hearing booths. But then again, I don't know if I could really believe a lot of the folks at the booth in terms of a lot of the folks at the booth really aren't all that technically knowledgeable, to be perfectly honest. And the second thing is, they're inclined to tell you what you want to hear. Pardon the pun, rather than the hard truth. I would love to get some feedback directly from like a hearing medical person or researcher. I honestly would not know how to test that. I think you have to have like these specialized testing devices that are shaped like human ear canals to be able to test those earbuds properly. And I don't have that kind of equipment to test it. So that's why I haven't really tested a lot of earbuds on my channel. As Tim says, sales folk do sales stuff. This is true. A salesman never lies. Williams says, yes. It's so, yeah. I've asked, but I'm never quite satisfied with the answer when I go to the hearing booths over at SHOT Show. All right, so let's move on to my Moondog Go channel. It's my travel channel, and on that channel, I posted up a review of a trip that I took to Costco just before Christmas Eve, because I had gotten an email from this company called Pockets Chocolate, and I had stumbled upon their matcha milk, not milk chocolate, oat milk chocolate covered almonds at Costco earlier this year. And I've just been hooked on those chocolates because, one, they are delicious. Two, they are really low in sugar, so it's a good snack for my keto diet. And three, did I mention they're delicious? So I've just been eating these matcha chocolate covered nuts, these almonds, and they had recently said that they were going to be visiting Costco's in the Bay Area. I missed the one that was nearest me, and before Christmas, they were going to end the year at a Costco in San Jose. So I drove the hour south of me to go meet them, and this is my little video. I posted a video of my trip to meet them, and I got to meet actually two of the owners I didn't realize they were going to be there, but two of the owners, the founders of Pockets Chocolates, were there. I drove down to San Jose to meet the creators of Pockets, these new candied nuts that I just can't get enough of. Lynn, what do you have for us today?
So we have a lot of different delicious healthy snacks. So this is our flash chip, chocolate cocoa almonds, Vietnamese coffee flavor, ube, black sesame, mango yuzu, matcha. They're all natural sweet, super low in sugar, and we really, really proud of our ingredients. This is make like the highest quality ingredients. And then also have the brand new Dubai chocolate pistachio that we just launched, special for this event too. So
they are absolutely delicious. I just had a sample of the new Dubai chocolates. They taste. Whoa! Well, everybody, I hope you have a Merry Christmas, and I hope you get some of these. They're awesome. Thanks for watching. So yeah, I'm totally hooked on them. I hope I can get them to become sponsors of this show, because I would love to give away some of these chocolates as a prize. I bought a bunch of them. The reason they were ringing the bell there is that they had a deal that if you bought seven packs, well, not 7 packs, sorry. They were selling a 3 of these chocolates inside of a bigger bag, and if you bought 7 of them, you got a special deal. And somebody did. I bought a whole case of these. That's how much I just love the stuff. I bought a variety of them, and I'll be sharing them with my family. But yeah, sorry, I love these too much that I can't give away any of my stash, because who knows when the next time they're going to be here in the Bay Area. I hope I can get a hold of some more of their bigger sort of family or Costco size bags that they were selling earlier in the year. But they are really addictive. These are the new ones. They're chocolate covered pistachios, which are also delicious, by the way. We'll talk a little bit more about Dubai chocolates in a bit as well. And speaking of keto, let's see here. We got a couple of responses here. William says, my New Year's resolution is stop eating processed foods like Spam and Vienna sausage. Why? I love Spam and Vienna sausage. Yeah, I don't think I could give that up, because that stuff is just too delicious. And here's something. Hawaiians and Filipinos are probably the biggest Spam eaters and Vienna sausage eaters per capita. It's just something I grew up eating. And Spam fried rice, that is my jam. That's something that my mom made. You have not had Spam until you've had Spam fried rice. That stuff is the best. And he also said, Timmy says, I tried keto pancake mix and it tasted like cardboard. I don't know if I'd want, you know what? I could totally understand, because it's probably made with almond flour, I'm guessing. I'm made my own keto friendly waffles using almond flour and, of all things, cottage cheese and an egg. So you mix all that stuff together, and it's not quite waffles. I'll be straight, 100%. It is not like Belgian waffles, but it is damn good. Just, if you can imagine cheesy waffles. So if you like that, if you like cheesy waffles, I would recommend trying it out. Good luck quitting mystery meat. Yes. Fried Spam is good. And let's see here. We got NS Pearl gets pallets of Spam weekly. I believe it. Spam is popular because of its shelf stable. Yes, it is. It survived ocean trips, and the reason why a lot of Filipinos and Hawaiians ate Spam is because of the servicemen during World War II. They just had tons of Spam, and so they would give out Spam, and they would eat Spam in the Philippines. And the Philippines was a U.S. colony, U.S. territory for, I think, for about 50 years, somewhere around there. And yeah, so. But there's a lot of canned stuff in that Filipinos grew up eating. Corned beef. Yeah. Loved canned corned beef and canned cheese. I don't know if you've ever had canned Kraft cheese, but I love that stuff. I mean, I can't eat it every day, but it has a certain very, very salty flavor, but great on crackers. Anyway, I didn't intend this to be a canned processed food episode. But maybe we'll do another episode about canned foods. If you're interested, leave me a comment about that. So, anyway, let's move on. For this coming week, I've got a couple of videos. I wanted to share two videos that are be coming up that hopefully I can get your input on. And uh, here's one. I'm going to do another video with Pockets chocolates, just because that was just a video that I filmed while I went to Costco. But I thought, you know what, I actually should do a video just about Pockets chocolates and what I like about them. So I made a video, and I'm going to post this up on Moondog Go. So, do you have any thoughts or suggestions as for a good headline for this thumbnail? This is what I'm going to put for one of the options, or we're doing an ABC test on the thumbnail. So I'm going to load up 3 different thumbnails into YouTube's system. And when the video goes live, it will randomly show a video to folks, and based on based on the response of click-through rates, I can see which of the thumbnails it pulls more viewers in. So this is one of the headlines I'm going to be going with. Unpaid shill. That's me, because I'm not getting paid to promote this stuff, but I just really just love the flavors and the taste of this stuff. I'm wondering though, should I play around with the and do like a little pun, like maybe shilled nuts or something? Maybe that would be a better headline. I don't know. If you have any thoughts, put them on the side chat, or if you're watching this later when the live is done, please feel free to post a comment if you have an idea. This is I'm planning on posting this up this Saturday. So if you have an idea, that'll give me a little bit of time so I can create a thumbnail with your headline idea, and I'll be adding this to the mix of the the 2 other thumbnail options that YouTube will suggest for it. So that is one of the videos I'm going to be posting up. The other video I'm going to be posting up this week is going to be a review of the Woobeg G5, and this is a EDC flashlight, very compact, about the size of a Zippo lighter. And this one has a rotating head that goes 180. So, okay, we got some. Let me go back to the previous thumbnail here. We got Portia Speedger saying, "Forget the shill, make it fun, and your excitement on how they taste." Okay, so shill out and snack. That's good. And to Portia's suggestion there, I actually am. The video is going to be a little bit of a play, because you'll see it. Hopefully, I'm not stealing too much thunder from myself, but I'm going to be doing a spoof of what a typical influencer, how they typically act when they're shilling for or promoting a product. I'm going to be showing sort of the TikTok influencer version of if I was a TikTok influencer in the upcoming video. So yeah, you're not far off in terms of the thought. So I love the suggestion. So, okay, getting back to the G5, this is a very small EDC light, and it is very unique in terms of its design. There's a couple of lights out there that do have rotating heads. This one is pretty different in how it does things. And this, I can go with obviously just G5 review, which is a pretty straightforward headline, thumbnail headline. If you have a better one, please offer a suggestion. Looking for a better idea than just G5 review out there. This particular flashlight, it's supposed to be IPX6 rated, and I gave it a test. I forgot what the 6.8 stood for, so I thought the first number whenever you do numbers was the waterproof rating, and the second one was the particle protection rating, but I actually had that backwards. So the first number is actually it's dust proof, and the second number, when you have 2 numbers, is its waterproof rating. So I thought it was only IPX6 rated, which means it can survive high pressure water jets, and 8 is full water immersion. So when I did the test with this, I used a pressure washer hose, and yeah, I sprayed the heck out of this thing, and it got water inside of it. So it didn't pass my high pressure, my pressure washer test, but supposedly this will be able to survive if you if you drop it into a pool up to 3 meters, I believe. So, but my test it didn't quite survive. But anyway, but I showed that in the video. So anyway, if you have any thoughts, post it up in the side chat. Okay. Porsche, yeah, I killed it. So, okay. So here's the next clue for the mystery brand here. This is one of the largest food and candy companies in the US, founded in 1894 and headquartered in Hershey, Pennsylvania. So that should be a pretty good clue there. So if you know what this brand is, you get a chance to win. You get a chance to win some Mad Hat Sweet Heat Jerky if you get picked. So make sure you put a hashtag and the name of the mystery company in the side chat, and the software will automatically pull you. But make sure you have the hashtag on there in front of the word. So let's get into the topic for today's episode, which is 2025 trends and memes. Let's take a look back at all the things that were in pop culture in the blogospheres in the year of 2025, starting with our vice president, JD Vance. For those of you who have seen a bunch of these memes, somebody, I don't know who did, was trying to poke fun at JD Vance's face, because he's got this kind of big baby face, and they made this really, I don't know, using AI or whatever, combined his face with maybe I don't know, a Cabbage Patch Kid, and they were actually trying to be mean, but for some reason it just took off, and everybody was like putting JD Vance's face on lots of different things, and yeah, it just sort of took off and just became a thing. But here's the awesome thing about this is that JD Vance for Halloween went as JD Vance, his meme, which I think is pretty badass to own somebody trying to diss you and just own it. I think that is just brilliant. That is bloody brilliant. And kudos to our vice president for JD Vance for owning that. That is pretty badass. And so here's another meme that you've probably seen around. It is the kiss cam. So what happened was that during a Coldplay concert, I believe in Massachusetts, they did a kiss cam. You've seen that at baseball games or whatever. The cameras will go around and find a couple, and they'll ask them to kiss. Well, so they caught this couple up in one of the boxes, one of the premium boxes, and then they're hugging and being close and whatever. And then when they saw themselves on the screen, they were totally embarrassed, and she was hiding her face. And the lead singer of Coldplay jokingly said, "Oh, they're a little shy, or they're having an affair." Well, it turns out they were. The guy is like the CEO of this technology company in Massachusetts, and the woman who was there was his head of HR, and both of them were married, but not to each other. So, as it turns out, I think a few months later, I think one or both of them filed for divorce from their current or previous spouses. So yeah, they totally got caught red-handed, and this just went viral, and people just started making joke variations of this meme here. You can see here I love some of the variations here, and bringing in other characters or it just took a life of its own, and it was just hilarious. But yeah, can you imagine? Yeah, if you're going to be playing kissy kissy with somebody you're not supposed to be with, I wouldn't be doing that in public in a baseball stadium or a concert stadium, I suppose. Maybe they thought, well, they were a concert, no one's going to see us. Well, you got caught in the worst way possible. So yeah, the SpongeBob one, definitely. Which one? So tell me on the side chat here, which is your favorite of these? Let me bring them up in full size here. So we got William Track says SpongeBob. Yeah, do you think so? Portia's saying if they didn't react, I'm just wondering. Yeah, if they didn't like try to hide themselves, then maybe the Coldplay wouldn't have called them out so much. But yeah, the fact that that it was like a live concert and people had phones out everywhere. So yeah, they got caught regardless. Yeah, yeah. Ken with is that Ken with somebody else but Barbie? I don't even know if is that even Ken? You know what? I think that's Ken, and they somebody really either photoshopped or AI'd the haircut so that the haircut totally matched the perpetrators on there. Pick says he's definitely in for SpongeBob, and I do like the Elon Musk and Zuckerberg one as well. That's just hilarious. Can't say that I like the Batman and Joker one so much. That's probably my least favorite among all of those out there. And yeah. So anyway, that is one of the memes that were bouncing around. And the other thing that really, which I even talked about, a lot of us did, and I even did a whole episode on it, was Cracker Barrel and the whole rebranding of Cracker Barrel. Who could forget that? That was just a huge debacle. And I still say, I don't really mind the new logo. So I wouldn't mind this new logo so much if they actually made the thing look like a freaking barrel. I mean, how hard is it to make a colored barrel background? I mean, just shape it more like a barrel, please. And they would have gone a long way towards being less heinous. And but they listened to the feedback, the very loud feedback they got from everybody, and they went back. I believe they went back to the old logo as well, and they scrapped the plans to change the interior design of their store locations, which I didn't have any problems with. I think the biggest problem is the quality of the food, and part of that is really across the board. And you can watch some videos, look up the company Cisco, and that is really the biggest reason why the quality of a lot of food and restaurants has gone downhill, because Cisco pretty much has the monopoly in terms of food in the service and restaurant industry. So 90% of all the restaurants out there, especially chains, get their to the supplies of the food that they buy from this distributing company called Cisco. And Cisco can pretty much dictate how much is the cost of the food that all the restaurants, whether it's a mom and pop or a big chain, get charged on a wholesale for the raw food that they're getting, whether it's milk or turkey or chicken breasts or whatever. And with inflation and corporate tweaking of prices hidden by inflation or claiming it's inflation, or the tariffs, or again, corporate greed, ratcheting of prices and blaming the tariffs, whatever. The point is, Cisco and all these other food distribution companies have ratcheted up the prices for all of these restaurants. And so rather than restaurants have also been raising prices, as we all know. Eating out is just insanely expensive nowadays, but they would have loved to raise them even higher to match the prices of the skyrocketing food costs from Cisco. So you know what, something's got to break. If they can't raise the prices higher because people aren't going to buy stuff, they're going to have to cut corners somewhere, and it's in the quality of the food. So that's, I think, the biggest driver for the biggest complaints and people not eating at Cracker Barrel as much, is because the quality of the food. From what I hear, since I don't have a Cracker Barrel near me, I don't eat at it as often as I used to. So you guys could tell me whether or not the quality has really gone downhill. I still think it's probably the best tasting food as far as like a chain diner. I will choose a Cracker Barrel over a Chili's over a Denny's any time. But you guys got to tell me if the quality of the food's gone down. But that's the biggest complaint people had. Anyway, so getting back to the meme and the trend, what happened? They definitely went back and have scrapped, at least for now, have scrapped the idea of changing up their brand. Oh, Tim says Waffle House rules. I like the idea of Waffle House, and certainly late at night when you are recovering from a really a really rager night before, Waffle House is like a panacea on the horizon. Um, to be honest, I've never liked their grits. It's way too watery to me. They've always been a little disappointing. And yeah, you can't go wrong with waffles when you're hungover. So yeah, I love Waffle House. And Pick says he used to give me they used to give me tons of food, but I don't even want to eat it anymore. He used to give me tons of, I don't know, maybe he's referring to Cracker Barrel. All right, so Cracker Barrel, the whole change in logo spawned this whole chain of memes. Like Dude Wipes did a play off of the logo, and here's and other people did a sort of comparison of the old logo versus the new logo and what it means. So here is a sort of a combination of two different memes that were going on at the same time. This one is the Sydney Sweeney jeans ad campaign, and there's Greta Thunberg. That's the new Cracker Barrel version of that. Speaking of Sydney Sweeney, here she is. Let's talk about that. For a hot minute, she was the it girl that everybody wanted to talk about because of the kerfuffle over the jeans commercials that she was in. Because the tagline of it was Sydney Sweeney has great jeans. That's just a pun off of jeans, blue jeans, and DNA. So she says, "I have great jeans," and she's talking about the jeans that she's wearing. But whatever, a bunch of influencers out there were claiming that these jeans were racist because she's white, and to the ridiculousness of this. And I actually I covered this in one of my previous TMIs. Is that this is not even an original idea, because I believe it was Vidal Sassoon jeans. Those of us who are old enough to remember Sassoon jeans came out with the exact same campaign, but it had oh gosh, I'm forgetting now. I even showed the commercial on there, but it had a famous 80s 70s celebrity on there saying that talking about genes and DNA. So it was the exact same campaign. Oh, it was Brooke Shields. That's who it was. So it was Brooke Shields talking about genes and great genes. So it's not a new idea, folks, and it's not racist. It's just a stupid pun off of jeans and blue jeans. So anyway, so they made this big deal about this, but and apparently William Track says Bugle Boy, for those of us even who remember Bugle Boy, oh my gosh, I forgot about that brand. Bugle Boy jeans did the same thing in the 80s. And one of the reasons probably why is Sydney Sweeney is definitely more on the conservative side. So yeah, she's come up with as a target for a lot of anti of woke hate, obviously. But I love these play off of the campaign. I don't know if you've seen a lot of these, but let me just bring this up full screen for those of you who haven't seen this. But somebody did Dolly Parton has great Jolene's. Goodbye Norman Jeans from the Elton John there, and Michael Jackson has Billie Jeans. And yeah, there were a bunch of different ones. There was one from that they played off of the movie The Fly with Jeff Goldblum, and it said he has fly jeans. And it's American Eagle got a lot of free advertising, a free earned media, they call it, just because of the controversy. So good on them. And it's just the stupidity of everybody trying to, poke fun at the campaign just because they thought they just, played up being offended by it. It's just ridiculous. All right. So here's another trend that possibly anybody out there who doesn't have grandkids who are, teenagers, or don't have kids like I do who are teenagers, you may not, this may have totally gone by and past you entirely, but there was this whole thing about 6'7", and if you say 6'7", or if there's a 67 around any teenager right now, they will automatically go 6'7", and it wasn't so much a controversy. It was because of this video that went viral of this kid at a basketball game just repeating 6'7", 6'7", 6'7", and it was just sort of just a dumb meme that people just picked up. All these kids, all these Gen Zers were picking up, and they were just saying 6-7, 6-7, and it really means nothing because they don't even know what it means. But all these parents just got it freaked out because their kids were saying 6-7, 6-7. They thought it was like maybe it's some sort of sexual position reference, or maybe it's a drug reference. So they were all like freaked out, and they were all over social media going, "What does the 6-7 thing mean? It doesn't mean anything. It was just a repetition of this video of this kid repeatedly saying 6-7." And I'm sure it probably was. Maybe he was just talking about the score from the basketball game, like, hey, we got 6-7, that's how close it is. But for whatever reason, it just became a thing. But yeah, it doesn't mean anything for those of you out there who don't know what 6-7 is. Yeah, I'm a boomer, I don't get it. Yeah, it is a Gen Z thing, and it means nothing. It's just it has no actual it actually has no meaning. If anything, it means like whatever. Instead of saying whatever, they say 6-7, but it doesn't even really mean that either. But if they have nothing else to say, as a Gen Zer might just say 6-7. So for those of you who don't know, that is what this particular meme means. Nothing. Speaking of memes and trends here, I also wanted to call out peak. We are at peak or past peak Dubai chocolate time, because and for those of you who weren't aware of it, there was this chocolate trend that was started it started from when I was doing my research. It started in 2021 with a influencer in Dubai, and she was pregnant and just was craving pistachio butter and dark chocolate, and she was like just dipping dark chocolate bars into pistachio and just eating them on her TikToks, and it just got picked up, and it slowly built up, and other influencers wanted to try it out and create their own recipes. And by 2024, it was just a big thing, and all these people were coming out with luxury Dubai chocolate bars, and they were super expensive. They're still pretty darn expensive, but now so many other companies have come out with their version of Dubai chocolate. Lindt, I'm surprised Hershey hasn't come out with one, or Symphony, or whatever, or Dove Bar. But it's gotten to the point where if you go to any even at a gas station, I went to my local gas station, and this was like middle of nowhere. Inside of the gas station, they were selling Dubai chocolates, which if it's showing up at the local Hess or whatever, at the Quickie Mart, they're not luxury anymore. So yeah, we're past the peak of Dubai chocolates, thankfully. But I gotta say, it is delicious if you haven't tried it. I do not recommend paying the exorbitant prices for some of the bigger bars are like $24 at the time, or more, and even the little ones are like $6. That's too much. But if you can, Costco actually has some really good prices on these. But it is delicious, and something about the pistachio. I love pistachio, by the way, for those of you who like pistachio ice cream, and if you like cannolis, or if you like baklava, my favorite is the pistachio flavor. It is a nice subtle flavor. I like it better than almond butter or peanut butter, but it's a great flavored stuffed chocolate. But I don't think it's worthy of the exorbitant prices that they have it. Oh yeah, even Temu has Dubai chocolates. I saw that. I do not trust. Would you trust buying chocolates from Temu? I don't know. Have you? Here we go. William Chuck says, I was in the UAE in 1992. I don't remember chocolate, just money and luxury cars. Yeah. So anyway, the Dubai chocolate trend definitely peaked in 2025, along with matcha, which is the other big flavor that I just saw everywhere. So even it got to the point where here, I'll show you. It's gotten to the point where, yeah, here is pistachio, which is the main flavor in Dubai chocolates, at least to me, really, because otherwise, if it's not pistachio, then it's just a chocolate bar. But it also has this I forget this Middle Eastern phyllo dough. Is it kafita? I could be mispronouncing that, but it has kadaif. So that's another name for it. It's this almost like fried noodle. It's a very noodly kind of shaped and very crunchy form of phyllo dough, and that adds an extra crunch. So if you've had Dubai chocolates, that's that sort of that crunchy texture you're tasting is that little bits of kadaif, and they actually included that in this pockets chocolate version of dark chocolate Dubai chocolates. So anyway, that is one of the trends. The other big trend that happened this year was Labubu. Did you guys know about this? It was like the hot gift around Christmas time last year, but it was just taking off at that point. It's these weird little furry characters, and they sell them at the mall. But the big thing about this, the reason why it became big, one of the reasons why is because they were selling these in mystery boxes, and that's a feature in Japan in the toy market. Here's one of those, by the way. So what it is in these Japanese toys, these figurines, you can buy them and they come in boxes, but you don't know exactly what you get inside of the box. If you bought like the Demon Hunter box, it would be one of 5 different figurines. You don't know which one you're getting, and part of the fun and part of the attraction is you buy the box and you may get a random figurine in there, and then you trade them. Or really what it is, the great gimmick is it makes you want to buy another one to get the complete set. But those of us who grew up with trading cards know this. So that is the sort of game mechanic of that. And the Labubu craze certainly took that idea, that mechanic, and ran with it. And to Tim says here, definitely, this is the Beanie Babies of 2025, because people were offering like some of the rarer ones, a couple of $100 for these things, and each of them I think they're like 20 bucks or something like that. But yeah, they were definitely in the eBay or whatever markets. They were selling some of these, were really hyped up in terms of price. Yeah, mystery boxes are huge now, says Pick. And for those of us who are even older can remember, they are the Cabbage Patch Kits of earlier this year, and they're still throughout the whole year. They were big. My kids were talking about them at school, but the peak of the craze is definitely over, because they're not. The prices have gone down on them. I just was at a store earlier this week. Actually, it was on Monday, and I saw like, oh, these are normal price now, the mystery boxes. So yeah, we're definitely past peak of Labubu. And the other big things I want to talk about this year that really took over the year. For those of you, I've done a whole show about this, but it got pulled down because of copyright reasons. But Netflix launched this movie called K-pop Demon Hunters, and if you manage to not hear a song from this show, I don't know how you manage to do that, or maybe you just listen to jazz or country stations entirely, in which case you probably missed this whole craze. But the songs from this show just blew up, became the most streamed on Spotify. And all the girls, or I'd say all the girls, but like a good quarter of the girls in Halloween were dressed as a character from this animated show on Netflix. And they did release this. There was a huge missed opportunity on the part of Sony, because they released this only on Netflix originally. And if they would have had released this in the theaters, this would probably have been the biggest movie of this year in terms of the biggest box office, because everybody was just watching this. Yeah. William Chuck says, my granddaughter loves K-pop. And I got to say, if you haven't seen it, it's actually a pretty decent movie, better than any of the Disney animated films that have come out, certainly. The music's pretty good, and the animation and the story is it's pretty charming. The fight scenes are pretty good. So yeah, I can't say enough about good things about this, about K-pop Demon Hunters. And the other big thing, also an Asian import, the other big film, the biggest animated film that wasn't K-pop Demon Hunters, was another demon, it was an anime. It was Demon Hunters from Japan. So yeah, Asian films and manga and anime just dominated this year. But actually, what was the biggest box office movie this year is this Minecraft. Can you believe that? I would not have guessed that, but apparently, looking this up, this was the biggest movie this year. And I actually have not seen this movie yet, so no spoilers here. But if you have seen this, let me know. Yeah, there we go. Happy New Year, everybody! It's coming up. And especially for those of you who are watching this from Australia, Happy New Year already. It is 2026 for you guys. All right, so let's wrap things up because it's already been past the whole hour here, and I don't want to keep you from your parties that are going on. Hopefully at your house, or maybe you're still going out for parties. But here we go. I'll skip through past this, but the other big trend was, unfortunately, we're getting to see a lot more memes made with AI now, and one of them is Italian brain rot, is what they're calling it. It's just these random, strange amalgamations of things, and they're giving them these weird Italian names. So I think this was like Trexabelli or something like that. Well, anyway, let's just skip that and get into the contest. Oh, speaking of contests, this is your last day to win either of these two prizes this month. I'm giving away this 2000 lumen super bright work light. It is a sort of wedge style or a blade style, but it is definitely not an EDC. This thing is just huge. Yeah, this is more of a utility light, but 2000 lumens. I tested it, actually is closer to 3000 lumens. So yeah, very bright. Or you could also win an Aquifer LPVO, which is on the right. Both of them, let me just post up here. Oh, I've got these new QRs. Let me just share them with you. Let me bring this up here. There's the QR code there. You can use that, and you can enter either or both of those contests tonight. Get your entries in, and even though I said that the deadline was noon today, I'm extending it until the end of this show, and I get things wrapped up, and I actually get around to pulling the names down. But yeah, get it in now if you haven't entered the contest to win these things, and I'll be drawing the winner at the beginning of the next week. I'll be drawing the first of the two prizes. So get your entries in for that. And on my website, you can also find, I forgot, I'll post up a link to the contest page. And that's that. I don't know why that posted up like that. That's so weird. Okay, there we go. So, oh, you know what? I just realized I've posted up the newest contest on that contest page. Duh. So if you want to enter those contests, let me just find the specific pages for those contests, because the new contests are actually, I just posted those up. Scratch that, but you can also enter the new contest, by the way. But the flashlight, the 2000 lumen flashlight contest is, let me just bring that, pardon me here. But the newest contest, I'm going to be giving away a LPVO, and I'm giving away a RMR red dot. So you have an opportunity to win those in the newest one. So here's the Aquifer contest. Hold on a second. Let me post that up on the side chat here. And there we go. So there's the Aquifer one. I'm having a senior moment. Yes, is the comment I got out there. Definitely forgot that I already posted up the link for the I really updated the contest link for the new contest. So AccuVista. No, that's the AccuVista contest. And the flashlight contest. I don't know if anybody has it out there, can put it up, the hot light contest link faster than I can. Please do so. Almost there. There we go. Hey, Gun, welcome to the channel. So I just posted up here, we're wrapping things up, but I just posted on the side chat here an opportunity to enter these two contests that have officially actually ended, but I'm willing to accept a few more last minute entries. So I've posted on the side chat direct links to the entry pages for each of those contests. You can still enter them tonight until I, close things out in maybe half an hour or so. But you can still enter the contest there. Also on my website, you can find at moondogindustries.com/yard sale an opportunity to buy some of the gear that I've reviewed. Like you could get this Hilux PRS 5-25, which is like a $800 scope, and you could get it for less than half the price by just donating to the DC trip fundraiser for my son's school, and donate to that the equivalent of half the price of the Hilux PRS, and it's yours. I'll ship it to you. So check out moondogindustries.com/yard sale for that fundraiser. And here's the last clue to win the Mad Hat Sweet Heat Jerky. This mystery brand is a candy company with an eponymous chocolate bar. And their chocolate bar used to be their most popular product, but since the 1970s, its most popular product is actually Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Yes, they make Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. So if you know this mystery brand, what I want you to do is put their name on the side chat with a hashtag and their name. Enter it now, and you'll be automatically entered into the contest, but you have to have the correct answer. And the software will automatically pull your name, and I'll give you like 10 more seconds to get the your entry in, and I will do the drawing. So William Track says, I have a Hilux optics, and man, that is a great optic. Yeah, they make some really nice optics, especially if you're into vintage scopes. They're one of the few companies out there that makes a replica Unerdal scope. So if you have a vintage lever gun, that is the kind of optic you want to put on that. Or if you have like a 50s or 40s vintage hunting rifle or target rifle, it's got to be a Unerdal if you want to keep it looking, period. So yeah, Hilux is a great company, and they're one of the few ones out there who make really good modern renditions of a Unerdal scope. All right, so let me bring in the contest page, and I will share the screen for the giveaway. And here we go. So we have 6 entries into the contest, and I will be I'll draw for the winner right now. 3, 2, 1. Pick, congratulations. So Pick, what I want you to do is send me an email send it to me at contest@moondogindustries.com, and just I'm pretty sure I have your address, but you don't actually have to have it sent to you. Put in the address of where you want the Mad Hat Sweet Heat Jerky. And again, that let me just post up the link there, contest@moondogindustries.com. Put in the address where you want the prize to go to, and I will be happy to send this out to you or whoever you want this mailed to. And congratulations. It's your birthday. Is it your birthday? Congratulations. Happy birthday. So anyway, thanks everybody for watching. I hope all of you have a great and happy new year. Hopefully this 2026 will be better than 2025 for you. And before you leave, don't forget to hit that like button and put in a kind word in the side chat or in the comments after the side chat ends, because of the way the algorithm works. It picks up anybody who makes a comment, means that the people are engaged in the video. I believe that's how that works. Anyway, thanks. You guys have a safe and happy New Year's Eve. God bless. Moondog. Hey, I'd like to know what you thought of this video. Leave me a comment or chat with me on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, MeWe, Instagram, or Locals. And if you want to see all of my videos, go to moondogindustries.com.